right, guys, the Switch 2 Pro Controller. Let's talk about why I'm just now getting it and my thoughts on it. Let's get into it. One of the main factors in me deciding to not get it right away, obviously, price. There's no sugarcoating it. $84.99 is a pretty high MSRP for a controller that lacks Hall effect technology, TMR technology, no analog triggers. That's a lot. I'm not going to argue that point one bit. However, I decided to pick it up and I'm glad I did. Let's get into why. As far as the Hall effect thumbsticks, there I'm just kind of taking a risk, I guess. The thumbsticks that are here feel incredible. They used a, I guess, proprietary gate technology. I mean, these things are super smooth. They feel great when you're playing. Long sessions in Mario Kart World feel incredible. It's just a much better experience. Not that the Joy-Con 2s are bad, but I have massive hands and this controller just feels so much better for me. So that's my first point. So I was able to get past the Hall effect. Let's talk about the triggers. A lot of people talk about how these are not analog triggers. They're basically just buttons, just in the shape of a trigger. For me, not a big deal. I do understand that for a lot of people, it will be a big deal because you play a game that requires some sort of analog input or something like that. Completely understandable. For me, when I use, let's say for instance, when I'm playing Warzone on my PS5, I have a DualSense Edge. I have my trigger set up just like this anyway. Now, would it be nice to have the option to go full analog? Sure. But for me, that's the only way I use them anyway. I don't play any games that require full analog input. It's just not a big deal for me. I actually prefer my triggers to be tap style like these are. So those two things I finally decided weren't a big deal. The thumbsticks, there was no way to know until I got it. And then I decided, okay, these actually feel really good. I'm just gonna hope that I don't get stick drift in 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Just gonna hope. Other pluses, obviously it's first party. So being able to wake my Switch with the controller, which is something from my understanding you can't do with any other third-party controller right now or with any third-party controller, that's a big deal to me. It doesn't seem like one maybe at first, but not having to go fiddle with the Switch when I want to just sit down and play, I mean, for me, that adds value. Also, battery life. Third-party controllers, we're looking at, from my research, maybe 16, 17, 20 hours. I mean, this thing is 40 hours. You charge it, you don't worry about it. I haven't even gotten to the point to where it's died yet and I've had to charge it. You just play, you don't worry about it. It's incredible, actually. Battery life is a big deal for me. It's incredible. And then of course there's HD Rumble 2. Third-party controllers have that. And then Amiibo support, nice to have, I guess. Build quality. So the controller is light, but not too light. Like it has a little bit of heft to it. It gives it that premium feel. Perfectly balanced in my opinion. Doesn't feel like a toy, but also doesn't feel like a brick. Perfect for long gaming sessions. Back buttons. So one more reason why I went with the first party option, the back buttons. Instead of having to do it on the hardware level where you press a series of buttons and tell it what you want the back buttons to do, you can just do it on a software level right on the Switch for every game. Now that could be a pain, I guess, if you don't want to do it for every game, then hardware level is probably optimal. But doing it software level is what I would prefer because some games I just don't want it on and I don't want to have to press a contra code into my controller to tell it to turn off the back buttons. So once again, another plus for me. My overall experience with it. When I first picked it up, I said, well, this controller's kind of small, especially for massive hands. But the more I used it, it's actually probably the perfect size for me. I get a firm grip on the entire controller. I feel like I have 100% control over everything. It's been awesome, to be honest. Mario Kart World, which is what I'm predominantly playing right now. I mean, like I said earlier, the experience of playing that for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time, it's incredible. When I play in purely handheld mode and I'm just using the Joy-Cons, it's good. It can be comfortable for a while, especially because I have a D-brand skin. The feel of it has like a soft touch plastic on it. Not rubber, but plastic. And when I heard that before I bought it, I said, that sounds kind of cheapish. Why wouldn't they just go with the rubber? But once you put your hands on it, I thought, well, it's probably going to be slippy, slidey, hands get a little sweaty. Nope, I haven't had any of those issues whatsoever. All right, so I'm not going to get into a lot of other details because I'm sure you've seen other reviews. Just wanted to give my thoughts on it, why I delayed buying it, but when I did buy it, I had zero regrets. Fantastic controller. Never getting rid of mine. Gonna be using this thing for years to come.